Isn't this the It's a Gundam drag queen? I generally don't know who they are, but I keep seeing them in It's a Gundam videos. Or at least I saw it before Susan Wojcicki decided to crack down on his channel. Anyway, I think they won a video game award, and Asmongold is reacting to this, and the drag queen is reacting to Asmongold reacting. So I'm going to react to them doing the react.
So what happened was I retweeted someone. It's unavailable now. Basically, it's just this guy. Yeah, he was just like in disbelief that a drag queen is here. After he did his stream, he went to a concert and fell off a railing and hit his head and had to go to the hospital. Aiden Ross was there and also fell off the railing. So he's got a lot going on. He's got a lot of issues.
Wait, are we going with like God punished him because he was bewildered that a drag queen won a video game award? Because this is how it sounds like. Like, why would you mention it otherwise? Like, yeah. So, this is how he reacted when he saw that a drag queen and the word. Anyway, he fell off a railing and now he's in a hospital and got... So, like, either, you know, this is like an act of God, or like maybe someone premeditated it, you know, like placed the banana peel over there or something. It sounds very ominous, doesn't it?
The worst one being that he's friends with Aiden Ross. So Asmongold reacted to this react, and which I'm reacting to now, which is, you know, I guess how internet is.
Ah! Ah! Help! I'm gonna let y'all know something the terminally online don't want to hear about. That right there, gentlemen, is what the average person thinks whenever they see a drag queen. And whenever
I mean, he's not wrong. You know, I understand that we live in political correctness and everybody has to pretend that this is not the case. But if we make a survey or a poll, or even if I ask you, like, how likely is it that your mother doesn't look like this when she sees a drag queen winning a video game award? Right?
I say average, I think probably 80-90% of people see that and they're like, what the fuck? What is this? That's what a lot of people think. So you go and get upset. And this
That doesn't make it right. 80 to 90% of people were involved in slavery.
I get it, you know, I get the argument. 80 to 90% of people were involved in slavery. It's not really true, though, you know, because slaves were extremely expensive, like, most people couldn't afford them. But, okay, so, like, if 80 to 90% of people were involved in slavery, does that mean that when 80 to 90% of people believe in something, then it's not an indicator of anything? Right? Like, how many times in human history did 80 to 90% of people believe in something and it ended up being bad, you know? Like, if you have to go to slavery, which was like 700 years ago, there aren't that many examples, you know? Now, here's the difference, though. We're actually talking about entertainment here. We're not talking about industry. We're not talking about harvesting cotton, you know? Like we're talking about stuff that has to do with entertainment. If 80 to 90% of people who watch the product have this face, and the product is something that someone has to buy, and it's not for survival purpose, right? Like, it's for entertainment. It's not food. It's not water. It's not shelter. No, it's a video game, right? And so, like, you're promoting it in a way that 80 to 90% of people look like this, and then you're telling me that it actually won an award? I'm making this expression right now. Now, look, I get it. Like, there is some context required here, right? Like, for the last decade, people have seen performative things coming from corporations, where you're associated with being a good person, not by the actions you're doing, like not by donating for charity to an orphanage, not by actually helping the poor and the marginalized, but it's like, no, it's virtue signaling. And so you give an award to someone that's LGBT, or you put a rainbow flag there, or, you know, like, performative stuff. And so, like, after a decade of seeing this constantly, it gets to the point where you might actually have a drag queen or a transgender person that may benefit from an award, but because it was so pervasive for the last decade, nobody is going to buy it. And so you end up in a situation where, yeah, like most people are looking like this, not necessarily because they're seeing a drag queen, but because it's like, really, again, I guarantee to you, like in 2016, people wouldn't have looked like this. Like, people would have probably laughed or they would have smiled. But after Drag Kids Story Hour, you know, like after they failed to gatekeep and they allowed their community to go political, well, this is how people act. And when I say go political, like they genuinely got involved. You know, like Drag Queen Story Hour was a Democrat project. Here's the thing, though. The whole drag queen stuff, the way I understand it, it's not transgenderism. Like, this is not a group of people that identify as women and that they want to go through life with other people recognizing them as women. From my understanding, it's performative nature, right? Like, these are performers. These are men that identify as men, and they like to go to places that are for adults, and they do what seems to be like, you know, the same way you have like blackface, they do woman face for women. So like they do like these hyper feminist, hyper exaggerated things, which is fine from my point of view. You know, like society of 300 million people will probably have like variations of expressions and various forms of escapism and whatnot. Like that's fine. I wouldn't say like this one should be illegal, but to try and push it on everyone else is kind of bizarre. I mean, like, let's see, we also have, like, what? The BDSM community, right? And the BDSM community, like, it's a fetish, it's niche, it's something that people do in private, in various clubs and stuff. But, like, you wouldn't do it at your mother's table, I hope. You wouldn't try to, like, push it on mainstream television and pretend that everyone should like it. Unless you're part of the mentally ill people that make The Boys TV show. And then, you know, like, they're not going to show a boobie, but they are going to show a man getting penetrated while wearing a latex suit. And then they get shocked when their ratings go down. But, yeah, no, so there is a lot more context going on around here than just someone seeing a drag queen and for no reason whatsoever acting like this when we have to ignore the last decade and what it actually did. You know, like, the interesting thing is representation did literally the opposite of what the academics claim. Like, the academics said, well, if people don't like seeing something, if we force it everywhere, if we make them see it, they will start liking it. And it turns out that it had the complete opposite response.
Oh, okay. Why?
The reason why is some social messaging bullshit. Everybody knows.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, after the last decade, after, like, consistent social messaging bullshit, and it's not like it was done behind closed doors. Like you have interviewers that flat out say, like, yeah, we gave the award to a minority because, like, we want them to be more visible. And it's like, okay, but, like, the purpose of a minority, the purpose of a reward is not to form a representative parliament. The purpose of a reward is to actually promote someone that has accomplished something. Right? And so, like, you delegitimize the awards, you piss off the people that actually want to see who is the best at something, and after a while, it becomes performative, and people will just stop believing that the award is legit.
Everybody knows that's the reason why. What are we playing games for? That's obviously what's going on.
Is he reading from a script? It sounds like he's just acting.
So
I think he's live streaming. I mean, if someone manages to read a script while live streaming, that would be really interesting. Because, like, you would have to prepare it beforehand. And you'd have to read it while you're having an audience, which can change the topic and stuff. So, yeah, that would be really interesting. Like, that would be performance acting. Like, it would be an actual skill. if you have Asmongold just reading scripts while live streaming.
Like, oh, let's include this person so it looks like we can use them as like a Chuck E. Cheese mascot for how much we care about.
It's not like even use the person as a Chuck E. Cheese mascot. It's usually like hiding behind the person. Like, you put up a mediocre product And whenever you get criticisms, you're saying, oh, it's because you're transphobic, oh, it's because you're racist, blah, blah, blah. And completely like try and deflect any legit criticism from the mediocre product. And this is pretty much how American marketing went for the last decade and a half.
LGBT people, right?
His heart isn't even in it. I'm like, what is going on? Like, everything he's saying is like not true.
The reason why women like drag queens so much is the same reason why, you know,
The thing is, like, people are so hyper emotional after the last decade that it doesn't matter if it's true or not when it's built around emotions, right? And I can understand why that is. Like, if you're a person that's fascinated by video games and your entire identity was built around that growing up, and then you see like all these corporations starting to push on mediocre products that are just like sequels, reimaginings, completely destroying what made the original IP great, and then they push forward an LGBT person as their representative, and when people criticize the game, they say, it's because you hate LGBT, right? Like, there's only so much of that until people just have enough, and you reach a level of saturation that, yeah, you're going to get, like, some collateral. Like, some people that don't deserve it are going to be caught in the crossfire.
They use people like that as social accessories, I think. A lot of the women that...
By the way, I'm available to be used as a social accessory if anyone wants to do so. Love the attention, love the kindness. All these people reacting, I don't care what they're saying.
And by the way, you know, the thing is, like, a lot of people are horrified now. It's like, oh my goodness, like, Asmongold, he said something bad about the drag queen, blah, blah, blah. How could he? He's such a vile piece of shit. And meanwhile, like, these are the type of memes that go around about Asmongold, which shows, like, hey, this is the internet. Everyone gets shit. Everybody gets shit on the internet. But I don't see Asmongold going around and being upset about his memes, right? Like, he's a grown-ass man. He can take it. If you think this is bad, people should have seen the internet in 2016 or 2014. I mean, those were the days. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.